creativity. We get free, be me, work it effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the garden of good. Live, and love. In a garden gonna dig and trust. In the garden gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. To the garden. Love, 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 love. Oh my God, I feel so much love for each and every person here. Welcome to the Garden of Good. I'm Amy Steinberg. You know me, you love me, I love you. It's mutual. It's a mutual love affair. We have entered into the third quarter. A reminder of what we're doing here. This is the 27th week we have met here in Body Quarter, and this week we are on Earth. We're always on Earth, yes, but this week we are going to kind of talk about, isn't Earth amazing? Are you as amazed by Earth as I am? Of Good is 4 12-week sessions. We've sort of stretched it out because I haven't taken many breaks, so it's maybe a little longer than that. But we're in the body, and this is all based on my book. Of course, you know this. We pick a root and a fruit for every quarter, and hopefully we are in the second week of body, so hopefully you have all picked a root and a fruit, and I can't wait to hear all about it. Just a reminder, kindness first. Just open yourself. That's where the joy is. And you can choose to do and not do whatever you want. Camera optional. And as always, it is, say it with me, confidential. And again, this is my book. If you haven't got my book, you can get it on Amazon. And it's all these prompts with spaces for you to write, gratitude and such. Now, I made a decision that this quarter we'll start with a little light stretching. So I'm going to back up here from my camera and I'm going to put on a song for us to stretch to. Normally we sing, but I'm resting my voice a little bit. And I also wanted to presence the awareness at the top here of the transition of Andrea Gibson. And Andrea Gibson, I knew Andrea Gibson. And what I knew of Andrea Gibson was that she was a lovely, brilliant human being. And in my opinion, gone a little too soon here, very young. But it reminded me of another artist that we lost too soon. Her name was Nicole Sang, and she was a singer-songwriter from Portland, good friend of mine. We had the same birthday, which is July 17th, which is this Thursday. Happy birthday to me. And she was in Thailand visiting some relatives and doing some research for a piece that she was working on. And she was struck by a car crossing the street. 35 years old. Perfectly healthy, brilliant, beautiful, talented, amazing woman. So in honor of her and Andrea Gibson today, we're going to stretch to Nicole singing Earth My Body, which is going to be a big theme for our night. So I invite you to stand up and sort of just follow my movements. We did it last week, and just let your body get fed.
Earth my body, water my blood.
And of course, do what you can. And if you want to stay seated, you can just do it with your arms. But we're going to stretch up and over to the right, left, roll down, roll up.
Body, water my blood. Air my breath and fire my spirit. I like to sing to the earth. I like to hold her. She likes to sing to me. She likes to hold me. I like to sing to the earth. I like to hold her.
Vertebrae by
She
vertebrae.
likes to sing to me. She likes to hold me. I carry fistfuls of leaves. I make love to the breeze. I carry fistfuls of bones. I trust they will lead me home. I carry grief on my wings. I know I caged birds sing.
One more time, reaching up.
Through many turns of this moon, my women have suffered wounds.
Hug yourself.
But my grandmother's with me. Close your eyes, can't you see? And my grandchildren are
Practice
here.
a little bit of the somatic sort of shaking stuff that Sherry did last week. She can't be here this week, but just follow me.
I am surrounded by light, the light of stories. I need to quiet my mind. I need to listen. We are surrounded by light, the light of stories. We need to quiet our minds. We need to listen. Earth, my body, water, my body, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Earth, my body, water, my spirit. Earth, my body.
First things first, I just want to check in with you about my roots and fruits and also hear about your roots and fruits. So for me, I just want to let you know that last week I was flying so high from being in New York, reaching that goal. And this week I'm very tired and I'm feeling a little different, a little. Those of you who weren't here last week, I kind of spoke about how New York blew my mind and how I sort of want to move back there. I want to move back there. And of course, reality settles in when you start to see different rents in New York and you start to think about how lovely life in the mountains is and, lots of things like that. So I'm just in an in-between spot. I do want to give a shout out to Chrislyn for sending me a garden gram from New York. And that just made my day when I got that. And I am very clear that my root for this quarter is fun for the body quarter, and my fruit is 3 more jackets. And I think what I'm doing is I'm going to be making new jackets for every time I do Ministar. And so I'm doing Ministar this Saturday at the Gray Eagle here in Asheville, and I've got a new jacket almost already complete. So I am reaching my roots and fruits, and I'm going to take off my hologram is smashed. Every piece contains the whole. So when we are doing that, loving ourselves, being kind to ourselves, playing, having fun, it's so important. It's so important. And, today I got very heavy reading about Andrea Gibson and the floods in Texas and lots of heavy things. I don't know what it is. If one person passes on your feed, all of a sudden everybody's on, because I have thousands of friends. I don't know if the algorithm picks up on things, but several people have lost people like in the last few days. I don't know if it's just, a wave or something, but and so I had to have this conversation with ChatGPT, which I posted on the Garden of Good page, which you probably all read, which was like, tell me 10 amazing things that are going on in the earth, and because I can get very consumed with wanting things to be different and stuff. So I'm just focusing upon the good, and I know that's mine to do too. So I feel that so much from you, Reverend Christy, and I'm so grateful that you shared that with us.
Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be tapping into strength today. And so just a little overview, the 12 powers is actually a unity specific or unity. It kind of emerged out of the unity movement, and there are 12 unique spiritual powers that we have. And so the idea is that we can call on these powers and that we can become more uplifted when we do. And so what we're going to do today is we're
No.
going to do a little bit of tapping.
Can I
Some,
see?
oh, you saying something? A chicken wing, yeah. So what we're going to do today is some emotional freedom technique, and it's a process where we tap certain points in our body, certain energy points or meridians, and you just have to mirror what I'm doing. And I'll just go really quick again, just so that everybody knows. It's kind of the middle of the forehead, a little off to the side, eyebrow, um, under the cheek, kind of like you can kind of feel right where the cheekbone is, under the nose, the chin, the chest, under the arm, and the top of the head. And so what we'll do is I will go through, we'll start off with the karate chop point, which is right here. And I was wondering if somebody would be willing to mirror me in this sequence so that I can hear somebody actually saying the words when I say the words so that I know when to move on to the next one. So if anybody's willing to do that, that would be magnifique.
I could do
And
it
then I
for
did want to
you.
talk a little. Thank you, Amy. And then I did want to mention too, so this power of strength is the power to remain centered, grounded, and resilient even when we face challenges and uncertainty. And so we're going to look at that. And what I recommend you do is just kind of tap into maybe times when you might have not felt very strong, or maybe something going on in your life right now where you just need a little bit more strength. And in the 12 power system, there is a body position for each one of the 12 powers. So that body position for strength is the small of the back or the lower back. But I want you to tap into your body. And when you feel that, when you feel like you're maybe not strong enough or you feel exhaustion or something like that, does it show up in the body anywhere? Does it show up over your whole body? Or is there a specific place where you tend to sense that? And as we get ready to do that, just kind of pay attention to what's going on in your body as we move through the tapping. And Amy, thank you so much for mirroring me. So we'll start off at the karate chop point. And I just want you to repeat what I'm saying as you're tapping on your body. Even though I sometimes feel weak and weary,
Even though I sometimes feel weak and weary,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I may not always feel strong,
Even though I may not always feel strong,
I honor that feeling and remain open to inner renewal.
I honor that feeling and remain open to inner renewal.
Even though there are times I've questioned my strength,
Even though there are times I've questioned my strength,
I am willing to reconnect with it now.
I am willing to reconnect with it now.
Okay, we'll start off on the forehead. Sometimes I feel like I don't have enough strength.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have enough strength.
Side of the eye, it may be physical, emotional, or just exhaustion from life.
It may be physical, emotional, or just exhaustion from life.
I try to push through, but it drains me.
I try to push through, but it drains me.
It's hard to be strong all the time.
It's hard to be strong all the time,
Especially when the world feels heavy or unpredictable.
especially when the world feels heavy or unpredictable.
I've been through a lot. It's okay to admit that.
I've been through a lot. It's okay to admit that.
Sometimes I confuse weakness with failure.
Sometimes I confuse weakness with failure.
But maybe weakness isn't the opposite of strength.
But maybe weakness isn't the opposite of strength.
It's just a signal I need restoration.
It's a signal I need restoration.
What if strength doesn't mean pushing harder?
What if strength doesn't mean pushing harder?
What if real strength means listening to my limits?
What if real strength means listening to my limits?
Strength might actually mean staying grounded, not going faster.
Strength may mean staying grounded, not going faster. Did I say it right?
It might be quiet, steady, and still powerful.
It might be quiet, steady, and still powerful.
There's a strength in showing up, even when it's hard.
There's a strength in showing up, even if it's hard.
I wonder what inner strength would feel like today.
I wonder what inner strength would feel like today.
Maybe it starts as one breath, one choice, one small action.
Maybe it starts as one breath, one choice, one small action.
And maybe I'm stronger than I think.
Maybe I'm stronger than I think.
Just in a different way than I expected.
Just in a different way than I expected.
I allow strength to rise up from within me.
I allow strength to rise up from within me.
I trust the quiet power that keeps me going.
I trust the quiet power that keeps me going.
My strength might not always be loud, but it's real.
My strength may not always be loud, but it's real.
I honor the wisdom of my body and spirit.
I honor the wisdom of my body and spirit.
I plant my roots deeply. I am grounded.
Plant my roots deeply. I am grounded.
I am supported by life itself.
I am supported by life itself.
My strength renews each time I return to center.
My strength renews each time I return to center.
I choose to embody my strength as calm.
I choose to embody my strength as calm.
I choose to embody my strength as steady energy.
I choose to embody my strength as steady energy.
All right, so I just invite you to take a deep breath in and exhale with a ha.
Ah.
So again, strength is the power to stay grounded and center in all things, even when it seems chaotic around us. And that power is always within us. So, mwah.
I was just very moved today thinking of that wonderful song, that chant that many of us know, earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. So I drew this today, which was basically earth, water, air, fire first, my body, my blood, my breath, my spirit. And then for each thing, I did something. Right, for earth, I made leaves. For water, I made little droplets of water. For air, I made spirals indicating, wind. And then for fire, I made little fire. So we're going to start. I'm going to guide you through this in a very basic way. And what we've been doing, those of you who haven't been coming regularly or coming back, and what we've been doing is I've been sort of describing a doodle in a general way. And then while you're doodling and filling in all of your leaves and your spirals and your colors and all things, I will give a tiny talk. So let's take a color, a bold color. I'm going to take black. I'm going to start my new one with black. And I invite you to write earth on about a quarter of your page. Earth. That's what our word is today. You can write it, on the top quarter. I'm just writing the word earth. And then about halfway down, we'll write the word water. You can write it as fancy or as simplistic as you want. Earth, and then water. Air is the third one down. And then fire. And why I thought this was perfect for this word of earth, this prompt, is because these things, earth, water, air, and fire, are all on the earth, right? That's where we know of these elemental things. So I sort of thought we can look at the earth, we can zoom out and see does wonders in all of these ways. So earth, my body. So you can write my body under earth. You can write it in a different color. I'm going to choose to start with all black so that I can play with it and, use it as a base for other things. So it's earth, my body, and then water, my blood, which something about that really, we know that we're mostly water, right? So we know that water is such an elemental force within us and around us that nothing is so majestic as standing before the ocean, right? We've talked about that in here multiple times. Air, my breath. Air, my breath. And fire, my spirit. Now, I'm going to give you a second to write all that. And then while you decide what you want to put around each of them, I'm going to tell you once again what I decided, which was around earth. I made different leaves. You could make flowers. You could make a tree. So you can make these leaves all around it, around the earth part. Then for the water, you could make little blue droplets. Or you might have another idea, rain or clouds. You might have another concept there for your water. I just like this idea of little droplets. And you can make them all different shades of blue or add some pink. Love. I mean, I know that I love the rain. I love those droplets of water. Air, I thought for sure spirals are always cool. They're representing the wind, right? And then for fire, you can do anything. You could just make like sparks with red and orange and yellow. Make it your own. But as you are doodling, I'm going to give you my tiny, teeny talk so that what I've noticed and recognized is that whenever I'm doodling while I'm listening to something, whether it's a podcast or a television show or I'm learning, I almost learn more. And they've done some studies that have shown that to be true. So that's very interesting. Fire, my spirit. Air. Here, I'm going to write the whole thing in the chat so we all know. It's earth, my body. Sorry, not, yeah. Earth, my body. Water, my blood. This is like an old chant. Air. Oh, there's Karen coming in. Air, my breath. And fire, my spirit. So really just doodling as you listen to this little talk. Earth. Rooted in strength. Becoming the mountain. Just a little talk that I threw together for you. So as you're drawing, just take a deep breath. And just feel your feet wherever they are. Maybe wiggle your toes. Wonder if you can do that while you're drawing. Notice the gravity that is holding you to earth. The same earth that spins 1,000 miles per hour while orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles per hour. That's really fast. And yet, you don't fly off into space. That is strength. And we're here tonight in the Garden of Good in the body quarter. So let's talk about strength, but not necessarily the kind about lifting weights or gritting your teeth, but the kind that lives deep in your roots. Some of us are doing some strength training though for this quarter, and that's good too. Muscles are good. But in New Thought, we say all the time, you hear it, there's a power for good in the universe and we can use it. But what if the power isn't something out there? It's already inside of you. It is you. Like the earth itself, strength is quiet most of the time, just like what we just went through with the tapping, right? The mountain doesn't shout about how strong it is. The redwood doesn't flex. The rock doesn't say, look at me, I've been holding steady for millions of years. Strength doesn't need to perform. Strength is presence. I know a lot of really strong people in this room right now. Think about this. The Earth has been through cataclysms, ice ages, meteors, and still she keeps spinning. She regenerates. She creates forests out of ash, flowers out of cracks in concrete. Spiritual strength is just like that. Not about force, it's about resilience, renewal, and quiet trust in life. Ernest Holmes tells us that the power within you is the same power that holds the planets in their place. It's the same power that causes the seed to sprout and the heart to beat. So how do we access it? We root. We do things like the Garden of Good. We root down. So imagine deep roots. Imagine yourself as that tree. The root reaching deep into that soil, finding water, finding nutrients. The deeper the roots, the taller the tree. And this is really good for whatever root you have picked. If you have picked that root of letting go, let go all the way. I know for me, it's fun. That's my root. I'm really trying to have some fun. I'm trying not to take everything so seriously, right? And so y'all can call me out on that. If we're talking one day and we're not in the garden and you hear me whining or something, hey, where's your fun? I want to be called, I want to be held accountable for my fun. And strength, does not mean that you're never afraid. And I love this, that when your roots are deep, when the winds come, you don't snap, right? You bend. You remain anchored. It means you can stand and you don't fall down. It means you know how to rise up. Spiritual strength comes from remembering who you are. You're an emanation of divine source. Yeah, you. You're earth and sky, stardust and soil. You're the miracle that the universe keeps making every single day. When I think of strength, I don't picture a clenched fist. I picture the earth. The way that she allowing rain, fire, change. She doesn't resist cycles. She embodies them. What if we stopped resisting our own seasons? We've heard about this already from each other today. What if we trusted that even the winters of our lives or the dark nights are part of our growing strength? So I want us to affirm together out loud, I am rooted in spiritual strength. I bend, I grow, I rise. Say it again. I am rooted in spiritual strength. I bend, I grow, I rise. And one more time for the power of 3 like you mean it. I am rooted in spiritual strength. I bend, I grow, I rise. So as we get creative, as we draw, as we sing, as we move, come from that root place and ask yourself, what roots me? Where have I shown strength when I didn't even know I had any? What does it feel like to be that mountain or that tree? I love this idea that strength is not what you do, but it's who you are. It's not what you do, it's who you are. Again, this is like the idea of embodiment versus, the doingness of things, the beingness. And that is my teeny tiny talk. And so it is. When I saw that she was gone, I was in shock. I was absolutely in shock. Now, I think I knew she had been ill, but you just never think that people are going to go so young, And I sat down and I sort of like contacted her, because, I believe that once we are out of our form, anybody can contact her at any moment. Like she's everywhere. She's everywhere all at once, right? So I said, Andrea, help me write a poem for tonight. So tell me this does not have an Andrea Gibson flavor to it. I'm going to read you mine, and I'm going to invite you, if you want, when it's time to write your poem, to use this same title, but you don't have to use the same title, but it's a good way to start the poem. This is the title that I picked is I Am Strong as Earth. I know it's like everything we're doing tonight. It's very simple. I'm strong as earth. Okay. This is a poem that just came out in one fell swoop. I literally just, right? It's not the best thing I've ever written, but I really think that Andrea Gibson helped me with it, if I may be so bold to think so. So here it goes. My bones hold a holy healing knowing how to break and mend like the water on the shores. My breath is bold, throwing holy winds to every organ within, brilliant like passing clouds who know when to release the rain. My breath, healing beam of relief, soothing even my deepest pain. I am strong as earth, hanging in the balance of a love-filled moon rising inside as my mood, and a spectacular sun, that glorious glow of perception. In awe, I ride her, bowing to her magnificence. O earth, I wonder about how long your wonderful nature will allow my species to exist. So that is my little poem, and I want to give us some time to write a poem.
Earth is my strength. I tap into grounding with bare feet. I share my love for her, my Mother Earth, my Mother Earth. She lets herself be known. She has stormy seas. Her storms reveal her beauty. Her love supports every living thing. My strength, her strength, powerful and entwined, sacred and strong. I am strong as earth.
Yes, I did mine as like EARTH,
Come
but
on.
I really don't even care to share the poem. What I really was connecting with more than anything is, um, I don't know, this idea. I think it's just so much of us being in the garden and like the flowers and the blooms and the seeds and all the things. So I was like thinking of the seed, and then I was like thinking of us like growing in that rich soil up as a seed. But I was also thinking of us as like a little sperm swimming, and so then I'm like, all right, we're in this earth and we're growing and we're doing the thing. And this is, our womb too. So I was just seeing kind of that connection with everything, and like, all right, the seed and the sperm, the womb and the earth, like, all right, you're all together. So I was just really feeling connected and like, yes, okay, we are as strong as the earth because we are the earth. So I was loving that. I was feeling into that and tapping into that. And I was partnered with Amy, and she was talking about the trees in the storm and being as strong and resilient as the trees are. So even though they sway during those times, and we talked about how they may even lose limbs as part of their release, but they still come back and they're
Mm.
strong. And humans oftentimes are even stronger after those. So those are just kind of some ideas we got from that.
Okay. I am